So now we'll begin with the next point of the lesson, that is the states of substances. Here I have taken a substance, that is water. As we all know that water is found in nature everywhere, but the forms in which it is present is different at different places. That means there are three states of water. They are solid, liquid and gas. In all the three states, the individual particles of water remains the same. Means whatever is a tiny particle, that is same in all the three states. But the arrangement of the particles in each of the state is different. In solid, the particles are closely packed towards each other. In liquids, they are little bit free from each other, and in gas, they are completely free from each other. Thus, we are able to see differences in the properties of solids, that is ice, liquid, that is water, and gas, that is water vapors. Means ice is having definite shape. It is little bit tightly packed, yes, but if you will see water, it is not having definite shape. It takes the shape of container. And gaseous state, that is water vapors, they are not having shape. They move freely in the environment. Did you understand what is meant by properties? Okay, thus in this way all substances in nature have a particular form, that is they are made up of particles. Okay, in nature every substance occurs in specific state. Accordingly, the substances whichever are present in nature are classified as solid, liquid or gas. For example, we can say that aluminium and coal are solids, means they are having definite shape, isn't it? So they are called as solid. They are having weight also, yes, so they are solids. Next, we can take example of kerosene and petrol are liquids, and nitrogen and oxygen are gases. Thus different substances in nature have different properties, so they differ with respect to these properties. They are hardness, means the how hard they are, okay, whether they are soft or hard. Okay, means now if you will take jelly and stone, who is hard? Correct, stone is hard. Both are solid, but then to their softness or hardness is different. So did you understand the first property, hardness? Next property is transparency. Now which are the transparent objects? You can take glass, your spectacles glass, okay, or other transparent substance, that is you can take for example plastic bottle, yes, through which object you can see clearly, yes, through spectacle glass. But plastic bottle is little bit we are not able to see clear from it, yes, blur image we get. But transparency, so transparency is also one of the property. Color, now there are different objects with different color, you all know that. Smell, different objects smells are also different. Taste, food items what we eat, edible substances are having different taste. And the last, that is solubility in water. As we all know that all substances doesn't dissolve in water. Sugar, salt dissolves quickly in water, isn't it? But if you add stone and small pebbles in water, will they get dissolved in water? No. Yes, now sugar is solid substance and stones are solid, but when you put them in water, do they dissolve? No. So few solids dissolve, few solid doesn't dissolve. Yeah, so according to these properties also substances are different from each other. So now let us study about substances and objects. So first let us study Can You Tell from page number 129. From that you will be able to understand what are substances and what are objects. So Asmita went to buy an earthen pot. There she saw many things like earthen pot, flower pot, flower vase, and decorative articles which were kept for sale. Now just tell me, from what substances had the potter made all the things? Yes, the substance used was clay. Now, tell me, how did she identify what she needed? Yes, she identified what she needed because of its shape, definite shape. Now, can you tell me what is the difference between a substance and an object? Yes, the difference is objects have definite shape. Their parts are put together in a particular way, and the next important thing is that objects are made from substances. Did you understand? So students, we are able to make many useful objects from variety of substances. Okay, so now look at the objects in the pictures on the screen and tell me what substances are they all made from. So in the second picture we can see the objects, isn't it? So they are made from what? Yes, they are made from wood. So wood is the substance, okay? And the things made from it are called as objects. They are bat, table, chair and plank of wood. So did you understand what are substance and what is objects? Yes. So now we have learned that we are able to make many useful objects from different kinds of substances. So the another important use of substances is that we get energy from some of them. Now what is energy? Energy is the thing which is required while doing work. The capacity of our body to do work is called energy. Okay, so our body gets energy when the food in our body is churned by certain organs, and thus heat is produced because of burning of this food constituents. Now this burning releases energy, and this energy we are using to do various kind of works. And when we are working after certain time, the energy from our body gets decreased. Yes, it will not remain as it is. No, it will surely decrease. So as it decreases, we feel tired and exhausted, and then we have to stop working. Okay, so for example, when we are running a long distance, after some times are we getting tired? Yes, and when we are tired we have to stop. This is same because our energy has decreased, is it? And as energy decreased we have to stop. Now same thing happens with the cars. The tank of car is full of petrol or diesel. Yes, so when the car is running means the petrol or diesel in it is burning, and when the petrol or diesel is burning it is releasing energy, and because of that car is able to run that certain distance till the petrol or diesel is there. But once the petrol or diesel gets over, the car stops. Okay, but sometimes what happen, in some cars fuel is present, but then too the car is not working. This is because the fuel in it stops burning, and because of that car also stops working. Did you understand? Means we need fuel, and that fuel should burn, then only we get energy. So when something burns, that time only energy is released in the form of heat. So you have seen the same thing with our human body, isn't it? When human body burns certain substances, then only heat is generated, and same thing happens with the vehicle. So now we have learnt about fuels. Yes, that is due to these fuels vehicles run, isn't it? Like this, there are many machines which run by using fuel. Like there are coal, diesel, CNG, LPG, petrol. All are substances from which energy is obtained in form of heat. Okay, so children, when a person is running or when vehicles are moving, heat energy whatever is generated is converted into motion. Okay, and thus it is said energy in the form of motion is called kinetic energy. Did you understand? So when petrol or diesel is filled in vehicle, because of that is car moving? Yes, so what is said? Energy whatever is generated, because of that the car gets its motion. Yes, and thus the energy which is in the form of motion is called kinetic energy. Okay, all moving things have kinetic energy. For example, the blades of the windmill rotate because of the blowing wind. Also, sailboats as well as the clouds move from one place to another because of this blowing wind. Okay, this work is possible only because of the kinetic energy of the wind. That is, we can say kinetic energy means moving, moving. Whenever it is in motion and if it does work, it is called as kinetic energy. Wind is in moving state, isn't it? So this kinetic energy of the wind is used to make movement of these three examples. So now, can you tell me which other machines you use kinetic energy to do certain tasks? How do they get this energy? So, in our daily life, we use machines in which kinetic energy is used. For example, a ceiling fan, a mixer grinder which is used in kitchen, a water pump, etc. They get this kinetic energy from electricity. Thus, electricity is also a form of energy. Now children, use your brain power and answer the question, what uses of heat energy do we see in our daily life? Yes, heat energy is used for cooking food and heating water, etc. So now let us begin with the next point of the lesson, that is other forms of energy. So now we all know that we are making use of different devices to satisfy our needs, that is to get work done. Yes, so these several devices, while doing work, they are using heat, isn't it? We have learnt it. But children, they are also using some other forms of energy. Okay, means several devices whatever we use, they are not only using heat but also other forms of energy to do their work. So now let's study some examples to understand conversion of energy. For example, we use electricity to run the TV. In TV, electricity is converted into light and sound energy. In a solar cooker or solar water heater, solar energy is used. In this, solar energy is converted into heat energy to cook the food. Next, plants use sunlight to prepare their own food. In this process, energy from sunlight is stored in the food substance they make. Okay, so that food substance we bring, we cook it and we eat it. Yes, so these substances then burn in our body and give us energy to do various kinds of work. Okay, so sunlight is stored in food substances, and then that food substances give us energy, and that energy we are using for doing various kind of work. Next, when we burn substances like coal, mineral oil, the stored energy they contain is converted into heat energy. Okay, so this is how energy is converted from one point to other. Okay, that is, we have learned the different types or different forms of energy and in how it is converted. So now let us study about sources of energy. We use various forms of energy in our day-to-day life, such as heat, light, sound, electricity and kinetic energy to do different tasks, means to perform different activities. In today's world, our main source of for all these forms of energy are fuels and electricity. Okay, and to produce electricity, many power stations use fuels. In thermal power stations, heat obtained from burning of coal is used for producing electricity. Do you know stores of coal and mineral oil on earth are limited? So in future we will have to use mainly solar energy and atomic energy on large scale for the purpose of producing electricity. There are batteries which use sunlight to produce electricity. They are called solar batteries. Sun's heat, wind, flowing water do not get depleted. If electricity is produced from these sources, it does not lead to any pollution. But producing electricity by this method is expensive, and in any method of electricity generation, resources from the environment have to be used. Therefore, in today's world, it is necessary to make a habit of using the minimum amount of electricity. Always remember, sunlight, wind and water are non-exhaustible sources of energy, means they will never get depleted. They must be used to the maximum extent as alternative sources of energy. What have we learned? Every substance we see around us is made up of minute particles. We can make different objects from the same substance. Substances are in the solid, liquid or gaseous state. The capacity of a body to do work is called energy. All moving things have kinetic energy. Various forms of energy such as heat, light, sound, electricity are used to do different kinds of work. Sunlight, wind and water are non-exhaustible source of energy. So here we have finished our lesson, and I hope you have understood the lesson. So read the lesson carefully and understand the concept. In the next period we are going to write the question answers.